everybody, coming to you with a short video today. We're getting ready for a trip and doing our typical beginning of the season inspections, and Cindy got up on the roof yesterday and cleaned the roof with the pressure washer. As part of our inspection, she was walking around on the roof and trying to step almost everywhere up there, and felt what she thought felt like a soft spot. And so it got us to investigating. We came down into the motorhome, and a little tip, if you some of us, I mean, this may sound kind of obvious, but a lot of these ceiling fixtures, like the fan, have removable trim that you can take off. This is the trim here for a fantastic fan. And when you take that trim off, you're able to see, at least get a glimpse in to things that you may not see otherwise. We took the trim out of our shower skylight here. There's like an inner bubble and then the outer bubble, and we just wanted to see what we could see. Well, you can't see a whole lot because you've got the aluminum there, but what you can see is you can see the layer of Luan, and then of course that's just a spongy foam, and you can tell if you get to an area that has had some water. And so the soft spot she thought she saw was up in this area, and we can't see any evidence of it from here. We looked through here with a flashlight, and you know, everything was looking fine. When I pulled the bubble down, the first thing, here's the inner bubble, and I noticed like there was some moisture on it. And then if you look here in the tray, you see some dirt and things that, you know, if it was a completely sealed setup, you wouldn't see stuff like that. So I ran my hand up here. There's a little lip, and I ran around trying to feel for any moisture. And when I got over here, I felt moisture. And you may have picked up on it already, but you can see I'm looking out at daylight right there. So the upper bubble had a crack there, had some cracking in this area. There's a crack along there, but I think the die core comes up higher than the crack, and looks like a stress crack starting to happen over here. So I'm not sure what happened to this, but I think we caught it before. I don't see any kind of water damage in here, but there definitely was some water getting in, and that would be enough to explain what we were seeing here. So I got to looking online to see about replacing that bubble, and the darn outer bubble is about $125. The inner bubble's another $125. It's otherwise pretty structurally stable. I think our solution right now is we're going to use a Turnabond tape on the outside over those cracks, and we may cut a piece to put on the inside of the bubble as well. Yeah, I think. I was thinking too. So here we are on the outside. Cindy's cutting a piece of die core in half. That's the 4-inch die core. You can see here's the crack that we saw. It's hard to see from the outside. It is hard to see. But there's the crack that we saw from the inside. The die core, you know, I pulled up on the corner here, and it's still pretty subtle. Supple is the word. Yeah, it's only got a few years left in it. Maybe another year left in it. Cut up some clean towels to use to clean up with some rubbing alcohol. You know, this is definitely one of those things that if you're not keeping a close eye on stuff, and this was to be left to continue, you know, we could have had a significant water problem. You know, and the more we clean and the more I look at it, this may just need a new die core job. Well, we decided to go ahead and pull all the die core off, and as we did, you can see from the inside this really exposed itself a lot more. I'm confident enough in the rest of that plastic that I don't think it needs to be replaced. It's coming up not too bad, actually. It's not very sticky. I thought it would be a sticky mess. I don't think we had any kind of leaking happening from the die core, because all the surface cracks we saw, I don't see evidence of them on the bottom side of the die core. So I think we were good. where I thought was a crack that was sort of together from what I could see on the inside is actually a pretty significant crack out here on the outside. We're gonna just Eternabond this corner before we die core this time. Well, to you guys, this is gonna appear seamless, but this is actually a week later. We had significant cracking sort of right at the joint there. So I put Eternabond sort of in an L shape along the sides that would support that crack. Then we die cored each side of the Eternabond tape. I had to order more die core. This stuff doesn't go as far as you'd like it to for the price, but
so that was one tube, right?
Yeah, that was one tube that sort of just barely did the job on the Skylight. We'll use a second tube on the Skylight here in a second, but what Cindy's up to right now is we found another little project. I went ahead and ordered, you can get the die core tubes down to about $8 a tube, I think, if you're ordering online. So we just ordered another 4-pack. Really should have ordered 12. So we also found the exhaust pipes here to be sort of our next worst section. And sure enough, when she pulled up the die core, yeah, go ahead.
See it here?
She found some rusty nails up under the die core. So it was time, probably 2 tubes to redo that. So we have 1 tube left to work with, and I'm not sure where we'll use that. I don't know what the sealant is that they used under the antenna there, but that seems to be maybe a better product.
This one?
Yeah,
yeah.
It does. It seems to be a better product.
Yeah.
If anybody knows what that is, let us know.
This one's easier, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's probably older, maybe.
Is it kind of satisfying, like when you peel skin after a sunburn?
No, that's disgusting.
Today's lesson, keep an eye on things. The roof is the lifeblood of your motorhome or RV, trailer, anything. You got to keep the water out. We caught what could have potentially been a big problem, and I'm happy we did something right, babe, finally.
Wow.
Seems like we mess up so much. Here's the final product. Of course, it's a cloudy day and the sun is going to cause that die core to settle better. You can see the 2 vents back there. I don't want to point too much. I'm up on a 13-foot ladder, but our plan is we have 2 more tubes of die core, and we are going to let this settle for about a week, because it does seem to kind of settle out, and then we can see what areas we need to come back and hit again. And so I imagine what you see here is not the final product. Doing your roof can be daunting if you look at the whole thing, and it certainly would be a big project to tackle all at once. So I like the way I think our game plan is shaping up, that we'll do maybe 2 fixtures like this every year and kind of keep it on a rotational basis. And I think we'll stay on top of it that way without it being so completely overwhelming. Hope you're enjoying these series of, can't call it a how-to. We can call it a how we did. And that's how we did it. So until next time, thank you. Consider subscribing, hit the bell, hit the notifications, all that good stuff. We'll continue to bring you more of these videos as we come across things to do, which doesn't seem to ever run out.
Nope, we got one more on here. Look, the little tear right there.
Yep. Oh, okay. Quick preview to maybe a future video. You keep an eye on things. When you get up here, you see that your awning at 11 years old is starting to show some wear. And so I imagine we're going to have an awning video coming up at some point in the future. All right, guys, have a great day.